Hey guys, Dale the Options Guru here, Think Tank Trading. Hope everyone's doing well. It's been a really choppy market week, so hopefully everyone's hanging in there. But I do have some good setups for you guys I want you to watch, okay? So stay tuned. So right now I'm watching Takeda Pharmaceuticals, alright? I'm going to show you guys why. Looking at this on the weekly, you can see that this has very solid support levels down in this 15 to 1550 range. Now I know this is 1735 still. However, this company does have a lot of news in its pipeline that I'm going to show you here momentarily. And also the only other time it's fell below the support line is during the COVID March 19th sell-off. So other than that, it has held intact. And with the future potential of this company and all the different drugs in this pipeline, I absolutely believe that this is going to break this downtrend, and we do have a nice gap to fill towards this 31.29, and I'm going to show you why. But first, let me show you the options chain on this, okay? So I'm going to be looking at leaps on this all the way into January of 2022, all right? So the strike I'm going to be looking for is going to be calls, and I'm going to be looking at the $20 call. All right, so if you can see this right here, here's the $20 call. I want you to see the open interest on this, okay? 4,982, and the implied volatility is 42.53%, which is very low for a pharmaceutical company, especially one in the gene editing and the genomic field in general. So really good spread on this because of the high open interest, really tight bid ask, and it has so much time and potential on it. So jumping over to my biopharm calendar, all right, I want to show you guys how many drugs they have in the pipeline. So you can see this has phase 2, phase 3 across the board. You can look at this, and they have a really strong history of approval, and they have a ton of more drugs in their pipeline that could potentially bring a lot of revenue to this company. So right now we're at support level, ton of things in the pipeline, and I want to show you one other thing. Jumping over to Lucid Tracking, you're going to see that the ARC-G ETF has been steadily buying a boatload of this, all right? We're going to scroll down all the way back to November and late October. You're going to see that almost on a daily basis, the ARC-G ETF has just added millions of shares of this company, okay? And it didn't stop. They added more today at February 22nd. You can see. So they have very high conviction of this company. You can see how many shares here. Also, with the things in this pipeline, you know, I can see why they're looking and buying it the same way. So that's why I'm looking at these longer calls on that. I think that they're going to have great opportunity to really make some huge gains. Looking at tip ranks, you do see that it's been 2 to 3 months, but the general consensus and the price target was $23 plus. So I'm only looking at the $20 strike, and you know, we have a lot of time on this. Second one on the watch, guys, is CBAC Energy. So looking at this chart right now, as is the whole market, has just been coming down today. So I'm watching this trend line right here. It is at support. $7.12 is the low end of support. So this needs to hold. I believe that if you look at after hours, it did kind of recover slightly, but then, you know, it is back to that $7.12 what it closed at. So this needs to hold. However, if it can hold, I do think that this can bounce and eventually swing to the upside and push again towards this $11.40 range. It's going to take some time. The market does have to hold up, but I will like to watch this one closely. Coming over here to tip ranks, it did just have news in regards to a special 26650 battery for ultra low temperature application. So it's pretty big news for this company. If you're not familiar with a lithium ion carbonate battery is, I'd like to show you a little more later on. I may make a separate video for this in particular. But this company does have a lot of upside, and recently has been rumored to potentially pair with Apple in regards to their EV car. That's what a lot of people have been saying anyway. There are some things that you could tie together to make that statement true, but nothing is confirmed yet, so just keep that in mind. They were also featured in Yahoo Finance on 10 emerging energy technology companies to invest in today. We'll go over that list later on as well. But positive news in a lot of different ways. The chart setup looks pretty good. Most of the loss that CVAC had was because of the offering that it had recently. So I do think that stock is going to recover. Just going to take a little bit of time, guys. But my PT is 10 plus on that for sure. All right, jumping back over to Webull. This one's going to be a little out of left field for what we've been playing recently, okay? This is Two Harbors Investment. This is a real estate investment trust. It's a company that we've been invested in long term since the support levels earlier in the year. But the reason I'm bringing it to your attention now is right now it is breaking these resistance levels, even all the way from the June 6th run up and pushing higher. You can see that this stock does have a pretty large gap to fill if we can break to the upside. This was $15.85 prior to the March 19th sell-off, and we're just breaking these ranges now. So if we can even get half of this, you're talking about significant options returns or potentially even an equity return. It does have a cross on the RSI, and we do have a MACD crossover as well. Look for this thing for some continuation. There was news today in regards to the bond yields being raised, which is helping most of the REITs, as well as MIT and IVR just had earnings as well. One of them had a big beat. A lot of people expected these sectors to be down a little farther than they were, but these are recovering. They're recovering now, as well as a lot of energy and oil stocks. Jumping over for a quick update on some things that we're currently playing and just played. Here was Baidu, okay? So we played Baidu a long time ago from this flag pattern breakout, but most recently we had a break of 274.68. This was my break right here. Had a ton of news and a ton of momentum. We've seen a lot of options flow, momentum coming into this, and this thing has broke out all the way to 354.82 and was even higher than that. So this was a massive play for us. We got short calls on it, 280 calls. Within the first day, they were up 400% or 500%. So Baidu was a really great play. I want to jump over to the secondary play that we were in today. We also had Genesis Energy. Really solid play. Nothing significant yet, but here was what we were looking at. So I had break of $7. Our very first entry was right here around $6.30. It trended to the upside. The break level here, I just felt that if this level were to break, we could at least push towards this 796 area. I'm going to jump over to the Discord, and you can see what I was looking at. Break of $7 can gap to 734 or 778. And then the one directly beneath it, you can see Baidu. 258 break, 284 was my first level, and since it held its levels, it just kept pushing to the high side, so we stayed into this play. But the key was 778 here. I'm going to jump back over to this and show you guys something. So you can look at this. It had resistance right in that level. It did surpass that 778 and hit 789. Since got rejected. Looks like it's going to come down and find some new support here. Maybe have some continuation tomorrow. So keep this one on your watch list to potentially push higher. If we can break this 796 range down, this one does have room to go higher. That's why I like this setup. You can see 796 breaks. This can absolutely gap towards 10 or even $12.08, as you can see was the last high. The last one I want to put on your guys' watch for tomorrow, it's going to be Ocean Power Tech. This is a company we like. We played this. We bought it at $2.70. We swing traded out to $7.30. It didn't hold its breakout, but it was still a great play, 3x play just within 2 weeks. It has since came to the downside, lost support, and it is falling right now, right at the same exact trend line. So we're going to look to dip by this right at this support level, and this is likely just going to consolidate along this level until this sector in general gets momentum. You can see it has a history of parabolic spikes. So we think this will consolidate and trend and have another one of these spikes in the future. But we are going to look to dip by this at a lower level around 350 to 375 range. Forgive me, guys. We do have one more on here. Okay, so this is a SPAC that is going to be merging with a company called Astra. So we're definitely getting in on this play. This one has very solid support level around $18. We don't think that this 18 level will break. We got in, some got in today, and even last week already shot to 22.47. Some people even bought it today and had a quick pop to 930s prior to S&P 500 selling off towards the end of the day. But this is a great company, guys. I don't know if you've seen a lot on it. I'm going to show you really quick. So here's the company website. So this is a quick overview of it. There's a lot more to it, guys. They're trying to be a game changer in this space. As you all know, Kathy Wood from ARK Invest is going to be opening up an ETF called ARKX, which is going to be a compilation of a lot of great space companies. So I think that this one has a really high probability to be heavily loaded in that sector. So if we can get into some of these plays prior to that ETF opening up within the next few months, it's going to shine a lot of attention on stocks like this. And we have some other ones that we're going to show you about supersonic jets and things like that. But definitely keep this one on high watch, man. Long-term investment for this. We think this thing can go $30, $50, $100 in the future easily. So to be able to get in at the ground floor, it really amazing. So keep this one on high watch. We love this company. It has a lot of potential upside, all right? Just do your own due diligence on these companies, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. These are just my opinions. These are all just for entertainment purposes only. So take that as it is, and hopefully that I can at least shine light on some stocks that has some great value. So I will see you guys at pre-market tomorrow, and we're absolutely going to be ready for the day. Thank you guys for joining my video.